Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today I am going to be joined by Shawn and Seth. They are a couple of listeners. They've been on the show before, and they went up to the New England Cigar Expo up in New Hampshire, put on by Two Guys Cigars. And they wanted to come on and give the attendee view of the event and kind of give their thoughts as to how it went and kind of give everybody a case of FOMO for not going if you didn't go. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into that, and I'll see you on the other side. And joining me, we have two gentlemen that attended the New England Cigar Expo this past weekend. We have Shawn Beaudry.
Hello, hello.
And we have Seth Jones. How you doing?
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing?
So, living the dream. Living the dream. A little hot, but, you know, we've discussed that already. We don't need to get into you and your temperatures again.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody feels bad for you. Let's put it that way. So, all right. This is going to be one of those ones where we're going to have to get into a rhythm because, you know, it's a Zoom. And so nobody wants to talk over the other person. I can tell. So that's fine. So anyway, so guys, I appreciate you taking time out. I mean, you know, Seth, I know you're home. Shawn, I know you're in Punta Cana.
Yes, Dominican Republican.
Look at you. You get so
Guilt man.
So you went straight to the island after the expo, huh?
Yeah, we got up Sunday morning, jumped on a plane, and came down here. So
must be nice.
Little week of R&R.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
After a weekend of R&R.
Well, that was work. You know, all those cigars and, you know, talking.
Yeah,
There's a lot of networking that goes on there. I saw you in all kinds of pictures there, Shawn. You were all over the place.
Oh, I thought I was pretty low key.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
No, I hid from the cameras very well.
I don't think, you know, I've never been accused of that. So, you know, I typically end up hulking in the background somewhere, but I'm there. So, anyway, so you guys went to the expo. Now, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is both of your third?
Yes.
Okay, so let me back up. So
Yeah, okay.
Obviously there's the Two Guys anniversary parties that have been taking place for freaking ever. But then above and beyond that, what, 2 years ago, this is the third time it's happened. So not last year, but in 2023, they had the first New England Cigar Expo. And so that's what I'm kind of counting is the expos. So this is your third time going to the full giant expo in the tent. The
2-day event, yes. The expo, yes. Third year for me.
This is my second. I
This
didn't
is
go
your
the
second.
first year.
You didn't. Okay, so you're like me. You didn't go the first year. So you missed Bill Burr too.
I did too. Yes.
Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna throw it to you guys. You guys can pick which one you want to do. Well, you know what? Fuck. I need a cigar. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm not doing the cigar. So, you guys smoking something? I see Shawn is.
I started, yeah.
That's okay.
But do you want to do cut and light?
Well, I'm gonna do a cut and light, but you know we can.
Participate.
Well, no, I mean, what are you smoking?
Oh, sorry. As I drop my lighter, I am smoking the HVC Havana City Lechon #1.
Okay, I just had one of those the other night.
Yeah, the natural. So that's what was at the show. Actually, I think that was one of the best deals for price. And then we could get into later, but for swag or not swag, I didn't need any cups or shirts or anything. So they had another 10 count box of a blend that he did for some wine shops. So He was giving away a box of 10. So buy a box of 20, get a 10 for free. So, and those were really tasty. So
That's a good deal.
I thought it was.
All right. Well, that explains that.
Yeah.
And then Seth, what have you got there?
I got the Aladino Classic, which is part of the 40 that Dave gave away for the
event.
expo.
I'll tell you, that one is one that when it came out, I fell in love with it and I smoked the shit out of it. And then, as you guys can probably attest, you find a cigar you really like, you smoke a bunch of it, other things come out, and you just kind of forget about it. But then when one is given to you, like in this case, given to you at the expo, you see it and you're like, oh, I used to really love that. And then you smoke it again and you're like, why am I not smoking more of this? And so now you've put that in my face and I'm sitting here thinking, why am I not smoking more of that cigar?
I do it all the time.
Recency bias, I guess, is, a thing. But, well, in light of the theme, given the expo and everything, I know I just smoked this on the show not too terribly long ago, but I'm having another 1985 Churchill here because I figured I might need a bigger cigar with the two of you on here. I mean, I don't want a Robusto or anything, So, anyway, so yeah, I've got that. And it's time to cut the cigar. The official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. In fact, the UPS man just dropped off my most recent order from Two Guys Cigars probably about an hour before we started recording here. I got another box of the JFR Lunatic Hombre Libres, and I got 2 of the McAuliffe Green because those just came out. Oh. And, I had to give those a shot. So anyway, so please head on over. No. Two singles. Oh. No. Okay. Yeah, no. Oh, God. I mean, come on. No.
Look, go hard on.
No. I bought I bought the box of the JFRs, but the greens, it's like, yeah, we're going to give this a try because, we can touch on that in a second, but please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2, guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. No, Shawn, I mean, at some point or another, obviously, we're going to do a deal where we smoke all of the McAuliffe color. Although, fuck, we need to get on that because, I mean, they're already up to 5 colors now. So
white is next. So.
Oh, shit. Well, I am not sitting with 6 lit cigars in front of me at one time. Two. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to, because we talked with Dan Thompson at PCA about that. So, and there were only 4 at the time. So no, we already screwed ourselves and now there's a 5th. So we need to get on that. But anyway, it's one of those things that I'm obviously curious to try it, but and I say this with no disrespect to McAuliffe, it's just like any other brand. Some cigars hit my palate and are blended in such a way that I appreciate and I like, and other ones just don't quite hit me the same. And I'm not going to buy 2 boxes of something on the prospect that I like it, Although I did because I bought that Expo cigar, which, the Night and Day or whatever it was. Did you guys at least see it? I mean, I know they had the boxes for sale.
They had a lot of them for sale.
Okay.
But they were sold out of I think it was the Perdomo, the 10 count one, that the anniversary.
Okay. The little Bellicosos.
Yeah. Those are gone.
Really?
Yeah. And so, but I imagine they might come back out with them, do another run, but I forgot what he said, 400 boxes. And they went in like quick.
They're strong.
Nick already has another 400 boxes ready for Dave whenever he. Oh yeah, okay. I hope so because I want to try it. I like the little size, and
they're strong.
It was just like when he did the firecracker a few years ago. And Dave was like, "Oh, I need more," and Nick's like, "Oh, I already got them for you. I knew you were going to need them."
I'll tell you what. I think this one's stronger than the firecracker.
Nice.
It's I don't know if it's that size. Like when I first. So I admittedly, I have to publicly thank Ed Sullivan. He was very generous and he gifted me the ruby, a couple of ruby reds. He gifted me the Perdomo, and then one of the VHS boxes of the 1985s. And but the Perdomo, when I first got it out, I did the cold draw, and I'm like, all right, it's very reminiscent of the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the band is also kind of making me feel that way, because the band is very, very similar to the 20th anniversary. But you know, so I fired it up and I lit it and started smoking it, and holy shit, man, the strength on that thing hits really, really quick. And I don't know if it's the size, being that short bellicoso, to where maybe you're getting like kind of it's rolled stronger, you know, more tips and things like that. But holy shit, man, like that cigar packs a punch. So
there's my FOMO.
I know. Well, I know a guy that has maybe some left in the box that he was gifted. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, do I have to call Ed?
No, you just got to be nice to me. So, anyway.
Maybe I'll call Ed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might. But anyway.
I was going to say, I hopped on the 2 for 200 on that one.
So. On the Perdomo?
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
So you're Bogarting that one too.
Okay,
yeah, I know where my friends are.
Okay, in full disclosure, up until Friday night, I had never met Shawn, let alone chatted with him or talked to him, except for via comments on the parishioners page.
That's funny, because you're the one you're the one who suggested that this show happen, and you're even the one who suggested that the two of you would come on and do this.
Well, yeah, because I knew he was going to be here, and why not?
Well,
I get it, but I find that you know, interesting that you suggested that without having actually met the guy.
Well, you know,
I'm not a bad guy.
Some may say Shawn can be polarizing. I don't, but some may say that.
So, you know, I'm walking around the expo trying to find him, and I'm like, I can't, you know, there's, you know, 400 out of the 500 are large, bald men, so you can't. So
you guys do have the typical cigar guy look, you know.
I'm looking for the guy with the big chunk out of the side of his head. You know, I'm like, oh, hey, there's Shawn. I know.
It's all healed up, though. No brain matter leaked much.
Yeah, you whacked yourself pretty good on a plane before you came up to the expo.
Yeah, it healed up good though. I was happy.
You get a little workman's comp out of that thing, or are you just kind of like?
They asked if I wanted to do an accident report, and I'm like, what's the baseline on my closed head injuries? You know,
yeah,
you know, it's not going to affect anything. It'll heal. So,
oh well, there you go. So, all right, so let's discuss the expo here. So Shawn, just like Pulpit Fest, you made it by the skin of your teeth right when the damn thing's starting.
You know what? I call it right on time.
Okay. So
we had a morning flight. We're supposed to be there at noon. I was going to do the 3-shop trifecta. You know, hit those 3 shops, but we had heavy fog. It was so humid, and so fog. We were delayed. Got a next flight. Flew in, landed in Manchester at 5:30.
Okay.
I mean, Manchester is a great little airport to fly into.
That's where I've flown into the 2 times I've been up there.
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say. Walked out, got my car, and we drove. We're 20 minutes away from the expo, thinking it was going to take longer, to get there. So we blew in at 5 minutes after 6. Thinking it was started at 5 and dinner was at 6. So I made a post saying, hey, coming in hot. And then, of course, Ed Santa Maria goes, well, you're not really coming in hot. You're right on time, basically. So it worked out perfect. I only had anyways, plans changed. The person that was supposed to come with me didn't come. So I ended up getting Marlene a second day ticket. So I went to the dinner by myself. So but that's a nice thing about the expo. You get to meet people, and the regular crowd that's always at the show on Saturdays that I've been up to a couple times. They were all there, started talking. They're like, hey, we have an extra seat. Do you want to join us? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. So it was good to sit down with everybody and, just shoot the shit, and got to know a couple more people a little bit better. Glenn, who's always on the Cigar Authority, or mentioned, I guess, or always there. Brett, who's a great guy, went down to his restaurant in the past.
The Roma.
Tried that. Yes. Excellent food. So if anybody's up in that area, stop there. Great Italian food. Great. We just ate in the bar. Great people and everything. And then, yeah. So the whole table was just, it was great, having fun. And then, I don't want to jump ahead. So they had these ashtrays. The big Atabay. I think they're like a $500 ashtray that Alfonso was giving away to each table. And then last year it was, there was a number underneath your chair. You could win that. And then,
so everybody was looking for the right chair.
Well, yeah. And it was, then of course, Dave is going to mix it up. So you're always guessing. So this year he was, okay, one person, take out a $20 bill, and then it was funny, so took out the $20 bill and, okay, start passing it around. We're going to do like musical chairs. And so everyone's like kind of hesitant and everything, and passing it along. And it's like, okay, whoever took out the $20 bill first gets the ashtray. So it had nothing to do with the musical chairs. It was whoever got, but it was just a beautiful, beautiful ashtray. So
I'll tell you, if that works anything like it did last year when I was there, it was a gorgeous ashtray. But nobody wanted to use it because we all thought it was a display piece. And so we didn't, nobody was using it. Everybody was ashing in like a cup or something like that. It's like, I think I went to one of the little bars and got like a little plastic cup, put a little water in the bottom, and I was ashing into that, because nobody, and the tables are large. So you got to really reach into the center to get to that ashtray in the middle. Yeah. So now,
I can't remember the guy that was sitting next to me that won. Oh, I should have looked at before. I'm horrible at names. Great at faces, horrible at names. But he won it. And he just did a new cigar lounge, so he's excited. But everyone used the ashtray, and they cleaned it out at the end and put it back in the beautiful box, and got to take that home.
Well, very cool. Now, Seth, you did go around to the shops.
No, I did not.
Well, you went to at least Salem. I know that.
I went to Salem. And then I went, I met a couple guys last year, Dan and Joe. I was going to meet them at Castro's. I apparently went to the wrong Castro's. Who knew there was more than one?
I don't even know what Castro's is. So there's other cigar shops in New Hampshire? My God, who knew?
So on my way to meeting him at the correct location, I had a little bit of car trouble. So I kind of limped back to the hotel and took care of that the rest of the evening. But I did not make it to all three shops. It is what it is.
Now did either one, so obviously you both did 2-day tickets. Did either one of you do the VIP or did you just do the 2-day?
I did the VIP. So I got the extra hour both days. And then I got to attend the taping of the Cigar Authority Saturday evening.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So whose tables did you guys sit at? Did you sit with anybody or was it just attendees?
Mine was just attendees.
Okay, so Shawn, you were just attendees. Seth?
I sat at Steve Saka's table.
Oh, okay. He was pretty generous last year, as I recall, handing out cigars to everybody. So,
and he continued again this year.
I was to say, you banking on that again?
Well, there you go. So last year at his table, he put out 3 boxes of Papasakas for everyone at the table to just smoke on all evening. This year is a box of Tricky Tracas and a box of Brulee Blues. So we were allowed to sit there and just puff on his cigars all night and didn't have to dig into the expo bag right away, which is...
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of sweet tip cigars.
It's aged tobacco.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Finely aged Connecticut wrapper
All right.
which
All
we all
right.
know.
I mean, I would have been all about the tricky tracker, but the brulee, it's like, you know.
I did, as generous as he is, I didn't want to overstep so I think I smoked like three of his cigars that night. And
I completely understand. Just because somebody puts it out doesn't mean you got to be a hog, you know? So tell me
I
about
can't
dinner.
say everything.
What?
I said I can't say anything about the rest of the people at the table, but I controlled myself.
That's all you can do. That's really all you can do. So tell me about dinner. What was on the menu?
They had this year we had an actual slab of prime rib instead of the shaved roast beef that we had last year. I was actually quite impressed with that, comparatively speaking. So
they go out in the field and get one of the cows and just right there on the spot, you know, kind of deal.
Still warm.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, then they had potatoes
cool,
and some vegetables, and then they had that salad with that salad dressing. I really like that. Forgot it was somebody made it. Anyways, like an Italian type dressing. It was good, and then they had some bread. So it was the meal. I mean, for feeding that many people, what is it, 400?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it was really good. They were very attentive. I mean, I was talking and turning and eating and stuff, and then all of a sudden he's trying to take my clue to the plate, and I'm like, "Whoa, there's half a rib here," I'm good, but very attentive. And then after they had little pedophores, little desserts, and everything. And we were overlooked at our table, and of course, me, wanting to take care of people and being the loving, caring person I am, I went over and grabbed a plate of them and brought them back to the table. Not everyone was eating them, but I tried to eat one of each, so they were good. So meal was excellent. Yeah, so no complaints there. So for that many people and amount of food was good. And then they had, I think, what was next, Seth? Was it the Hall of Fame stuff?
Well, it started out with the introduction of the changing of the name. That was pre-dinner. Everyone sat down and they had a 3-minute hype video about changing the name from Two Guys Smoke Shop to Two Guys Cigars. Dinner, I think right after dinner was the Hall of Fame, where they inducted Padron and Fuente, according to some manufacturers, overdue. But I understand Dave's thought process behind the first 2 years. So, I mean, you're in after the first 3 years, I think you're doing all right. Not first ballot, but, definitely deserving.
Well, and you have the guys there. That counts for a lot, too.
Right.
I mean, maybe the guys would have come one of the previous years if they were told, hey, you're going to be put in, or maybe it was a situation where this is the year they agreed they could make it, and so that's when Dave made the decision. I don't know, but it counts for a lot having them actually there.
Yeah, and they had
George Padron up.
Go ahead, Seth.
I was going to say getting George Padron up to New England is no small feat. So
yeah,
I'm sure that played a lot into it.
And then Shawn, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say they had like little introductory videos of why what a little history on the company and everything that they'll go into the website that you can click on and watch. My humor came with some of the mispronunciations. If you have that big of a production, they were, was it? I think I can't remember the exact, but I giggled a couple times where they mispronounced the brand. So it was.
Yes.
Take a listen to that.
It's AI narrated, and apparently AI doesn't speak Spanish very well.
So,
yeah.
There were some mispronunciations that were comical for sure. Not as comical as Thursday afternoon before I headed out to Manchester, or actually went to Nashville by accident. But anyway, I was sitting at Salem, and Justo was there with Aladino, and I'm sitting over in the chairs, just kind of relaxing, and some guy with a big old Southern drawl yelling on the phone. He's like, I don't know. I just met some guy named Justo Oro. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, God.
I'm like, okay. So this is how this is going. And I'm not one to, correct anyone, but it was quite comical. And then that, Friday evening with the AI, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the little things, I guess. But yeah, no, that's cool. So, okay. So then after which I still contend, and I still say this, that Dave needs to carve out a little corner. I don't know where he wants to carve it out. Maybe he's got a little bit of space at Nashua. Maybe in the lounge. There needs to be a dedicated spot, like an actual Hall of Fame. Like I know they have the online, but I hate. This is coming from a guy with a print newspaper, so of course, I obviously like physical, objects. But I think it would be nice to have one location where it's like, this is the home of the Cigar Hall of Fame. And be it the Nashua store in the Red Anchor Lounge or the Salem store in their lounge, or I've never been to Seabrook, but I've heard that that's the smallest of the three. So I don't know space-wise what they would have in there. But if they could just little plaques or something that they could hang that's like, this is the Cigar Hall of Fame kind of thing. So that way it's just an actual space.
And you could probably really do it with a screen, a keyboard, and then having a border around it with, the brands or the makers around it. So it wouldn't take up that much space. It would be like a little 4x6 high, display. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea of having a physical, legit space that people can go and visit, It's like how many people go.
I never thought about that, but yeah.
It's like how many people go to Cooperstown, I mean, and why are they going to Cooperstown? One reason, Yeah. So Canton, same thing. Why are they going to Canton? Same reason, So, I kind of just contend that it would be cool to have just one of the shops dedicated, just a little corner in one of the little lounges that just kind of says, hey, this is the physical home of the Cigar Hall of Fame. But that's just me. So, okay. So then entertainment-wise that evening, I assume that came along after the, we're getting some rolling eyes here. So, okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on from the Cigar Hall of Fame. What happened after that?
Joey voices to the stage. And as Brian Charles texted Mr. Jonathan, there was a reason he was available last minute.
Oh, God. Now, this is the guy that does a bunch of impersonations, right? Or at least that's what...
They were all the same.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Other than his Elvis, which was actually pretty good. His Elvis was decent. Everything else was pretty much the same voice, just churched up, and he had more costume changes in a Taylor Swift concert, so it was interesting.
I'm sure Mr. Jonathan took some notes about how to pull that off. So
yeah.
It filled some time, but he definitely lost the room pretty quick. And I don't think he knew what to do after that.
And no Tony V to save him this year, huh?
No Tony V to save him this year.
Oh, fuck. Well, you got to feel for somebody that goes up on stage in that front of that many people and bombs, It's like, you got to at least feel a little bad.
Have you ever gone to karaoke night? That was the feel. So, but it was one person.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but it was like 1 a.m. karaoke. It wasn't like 8 p.m. It was the end of the night, and you're just like, oh my God, why am I still here, subjecting myself to this?
Okay.
So I felt bad about, not disrespecting them, but it was so that's where the conversations at the table ramped up. That you were able to talk to people, and
So while he's doing his bit, there's a din of conversation throughout the room.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah. But
yeah, he lost the room probably second, third song, and
He was singing.
yeah, it was.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just like doing.
Yeah.
But so he was doing impersonations of singers singing their songs.
Yes.
Oh.
Now we needed Noah there because he did do a De Niro impersonation.
Oh God.
So I'm not really sure how we could grade that one without Noah, but he did a De Niro and a Pesci, which were pretty much the same person. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the entertainment.
Now, in all fairness, Dave did say he went through like 3 different comedians before he finally got Joey Voices. Yep. You know, so
he was the third option. So
okay,
there's a reason he was the third option.
Okay. So I know Dave has struggled with the entertainment this year in terms of getting comedians there for Friday night. So this makes sense, but did anybody screen him before they invited him, or was this just a like, screw it, we need somebody kind of thing?
I think it was that.
Okay.
It was that, and then according to Mr. Jonathan, his sound check was unbelievable. Like during the sound check, he was great. He was unbelievable. And then he got up in front of 500 people, and I don't know if he froze or if he just didn't. I have no idea what happened, but the performance in front of the crowd, not so bueno.
Okay. Well, that sucks. That's unfortunate. I hate hearing that, but but I guess it gave you all time to talk at your tables.
Yep, that's a key thing.
It was our downtime.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, well, Pulpit Fest. I try to build in downtime. Shawn, I like having the ability for people to talk amongst themselves.
It's great, and be able to get up, go get a drink, and just having that casual atmosphere. So if Dave was looking for that with a little background stuff, but he could. I mean, the music. Give Mr. Jonathan kudos. The music, it was great. The background music. That he had a set list that he wasn't taking any requests. So
that's right. Friday night was 1985 night to celebrate 40 years of the shop. So that's right. He was putting together his 1985 set list.
Yep, and he did it again Saturday and did a great job. So,
good.
It was good. Okay. No requests, but
Okay.
And of course, I had to
ask. The soundtrack to the event was great.
Okay, all right.
Of course, he did.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just always something. So it kind of wrapped up the evening. Everyone's saying goodbyes. Marlene drove back to Nashua, and then I was supposed to send her a text to come and get me. But I said, well, let me see if anybody's heading back to the Sheraton. Did I get a ride back? It's a half an hour drive. So she's not going out at 11 o'clock at night. Being the loving husband and everything.
For sure.
And so everyone's like, no, go on Salem. And it's like, oh, shit, is anybody staying at the Sheraton here? And I'm like walking out. I started to text her, yeah, come pick me up. And then Jonathan Carney was walking by. I know he always stays at the Sheraton. I go, hey, by chance, are you going to Sheraton? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I go, can I catch a ride with you? And he was like, oh, most definitely, And then he's another one that's horrible at Irish goodbyes. And so he was talking and, with everybody. And so I sent a text to Marlene, say, hey, just pick me up at the Sheraton. Anyway, she was already dressed and on her way. And so we get in the car and finally I tell her, Sheraton in Nashua, the one that we were looking at, we ended up getting a Marriott with 3 points. So we jumped on that, which was like 5 miles away. So we're in the car and I had her on speaker. I'm like, hey, I'll just meet you at the Sheraton in Nashua. And then she's like, well, I'm halfway there. And I go, okay, just let me out. So I jump out of the car, hey, thanks for the offer and everything. And when I did that, the seatbelt looped on my glasses, which I had hung on the front of my shirt.
Oh, no.
And popped off. and which I didn't realize. And so they took off, and then finally, 25 minutes later, Marlene shows up. And, in the meantime, I'm realizing I lost my glasses. So I'm walking around the parking lot back to the venue, looking around, asking, hey, if you come across the glasses, set them aside. I'll pick them up in the morning. So I go, I must have dropped them in the car because I was so scared, of the wrath of Marlene. So I, dropped them then. So it was, so yeah, so here I am. She picks me up, no glasses, because she's never driven that way before, and usually I'm the driver. So it was just a different experience. So she apologized and said, "Well, you need to apologize to Jonathan Carney because he was crying. He felt bad for me, and it just."
Oh Lord.
So yeah, so that's how we ended the day. So
okay. So, but now, okay. When there was the big giveaway, right?
We skipped over the big giveaway. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I forgot all about that. I didn't win, so it didn't matter. So
oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
Same.
So how'd that go?
It was the same. One by one. Each manufacturer got eliminated.
And what was the prize again this year? Refresh my
40
memory.
40 days and 40 nights in the big lake house.
That's right.
You got 10 days and nights per season at a lake house there in Wyndham. So it was interesting. I don't think anyone there was interested in the actual prize. I think they were all there for the cash.
Kind of just sitting here thinking I'd have taken the cash, but
I mean, who can get 40 days off a year other than Shawn?
Thanks. But yeah, it was down to 4 at the end, and he goes, "Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put these three balls in there. You can each draw, and you each get the 10 days and everything." And they, one guy denied it or didn't want to do it, and then he got eliminated. And then, of course, it was up to $9,000 each?
Wow.
He was up to $7,500 each. With the 4 people left. Number 8 was the lone holdout. He became the martyr. He became the asshole. And he kept on saying no. I don't know, Nick, if you remember last year, the guy Louis, who was down to the last 5 and was begging for the money.
Yes. Yeah, and everybody was so disappointed when he got eliminated. Yeah.
Yep. So he ended up being one of the final 2. And he and the other person took the payout. I think they only ended up with $3,000 each, because once it was down to 2 guys, and no pun intended. Once it was down to the 2 guys, and Dave came back. He's like, "All right, I'll give you guys $3,000 each," and they're both like, "Wait, it was just $7,500."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, this is how it works. Now I know you both want the cash, so you're not getting it all." So I think they both walked with, and Louis was one of them. So I was very happy to see that this year.
That's nice.
But man, I think they each walked with $3,000 cash.
Now here's okay. It's not based off what table. It's based off your badge. That's right. There's a logo on your badge. I was gonna say, now that you know the key, you got to sit at Louis' table. But never mind, Louis. You got to get the same badge as Louis then. So okay. Well, that's nice. But that's good.
Everyone won a gift. Everyone won a gift this year. We all got a 2 Guys Cigars beach blanket.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. So
going down to the beach a lot there, Seth?
Yeah, no, not enough people want to call PETA.
I mean, I wasn't going there. I mean, I was going to say Shawn could have used the beach blanket. Although, did you get the beach blanket?
I got the beach blanket.
That's right, because you were 2 days. So there you go. So you using the beach blanket on the beach?
No. It's wrapped up in my suitcase.
Oh, so. See, you're missing an opportunity here. You're at Punta Cana. You could use the beach blanket.
I could.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the chair.
Okay. Well, that's nice. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, night 1 wrapped up. It did run a little longer than last year. I think we didn't wrap up till almost 10:30, 11:15.
Okay.
So definitely time to go at that point.
Yeah. great selection of cigars that came out. A couple of them that I'm really looking forward to. They have I don't know if it's a new one, but the Davidoff. I don't even know. I got it hidden away here. Yeah, so I've never had that, so I'm looking forward to trying that.
I'm sorry, what was the name of it again?
The Diademus.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
Davidoff Diademus. Yeah. Rocky Patel gave away one of in the pack. Gave away the Year of the Snake. Kind of looking forward to that one as well.
There you go. That's something.
And then when did they have the raffle? They had enough raffle tickets this year, so I think everyone had a good chance of that. But
yeah,
to give away 40 boxes of cigars. So
yeah.
And I didn't win.
No, you didn't win.
No,
didn't win. Well,
I can't complain. I won a gold record last year, so I'll take solace in that.
There you go. Well, Shawn spent all of his winning luck at my event, so he burned it all up there. He didn't get it. he didn't have shit, coming into this event. So
I'm good with that.
So. Well, cool. So then, so that's day one. And then obviously, overnight or after it ends, that's when the two guys crew come in and they convert over the tent from the dinner, taking down all the tables with the chairs and everything, convert it from the dinner and set up the bleachers and the various booths and things for the attendee or the manufacturers and kind of set it up for day two. And so then day two, Saturday rolls around. So let's go through Saturday a little bit.
Go ahead, Seth. You can start.
I will say Saturday morning, with the VIP ticket, getting the extra hour before the masses got in. That was actually nice. I got to have a lot of good conversations with some manufacturers. Less rushed. You're not standing there and holding up the line with 12, 15 people behind you waiting to say hi and get their box signed or whatever. So that was nice. Got to fill out my survey for the that bit on the
the McAuliffe bit. Yeah. Okay.
That should be interesting moving forward. I'm just going to put it that way.
Okay. All right.
Because everyone I talked to, I don't think anyone actually took it all that serious. So there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek answers.
And I'll tell you, I got to thinking about that. Dave was saying, that I don't know if he did it. I doubt he did it Saturday. I'll admit I'm behind. I have not listened to their recap of the expo, so I wanted to do this before I did that. That way, I wasn't influenced in that way. But I know David said that he was going to start using the data from that pretty much right away. And I got to thinking, I'm like, you have any idea how much time it's going to take to collate and organize all that data, from everybody? I mean, you got to enter all the answers, and then you got to figure out how many times this was voted on and that was voted on. It's like, I don't know if he's going to get to using that information quite as soon as he thinks, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it was about half and half. Half were just questions, like a survey on the expo and what you'd like to see for the prize. Other questions were for that bit. So
yeah,
it'll be like maybe 10 questions of that, and then the rest was his feedback, on the expo. So
okay,
yeah. So one of the questions that was on there is what would you like to see as a prize in a following year?
Yeah.
So Seth, what did you put down?
Bring back the gold.
Okay. Yeah.
So 3,600 an ounce. It's, you're not getting as much.
Yeah.
I put down give store credit along with the employee discount.
Oh, now there's an idea.
Because you figure, okay, let's say he gave away 40,000, worth of store credit. I mean, what is he really out? 20. So, I mean, but is there somebody that would spend that much. I don't know. I mean, you'd get the the higher end stuff definitely at cost. So, anyways, that was my suggestion.
That's actually a good suggestion. You're right. It doesn't necessarily cost him anything. And well, I mean it does, but not as much. And then also, um
Store loyalty.
yeah, exactly. And what's the odds of somebody getting it down to the one winner? More than likely you're going to end up buying out. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I don't know how that would work.
What he did a couple of years ago at an anniversary dinner was whatever he had a set amount, and everyone had a credit what was left over to go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's where I kind of got it from. It's like, okay, if you got, I forgot what it was. I think it was everyone got like $150 store credit. If you brought your ticket or lanyard in or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you're not just, I mean, a box of cigars now is $200,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're always going to spend more. So you have that incremental sales. So,
precisely, I mean, not to like start pulling the curtain back or anything, but, with us giving the $30 back on, the Pulpit Fest tickets for store credit to Ash and Ale. What's the odds somebody's just going to spend $30? I mean, it helps you get a little off, but at the same time, you're going to be spending more. So, yeah.
And some people a lot more. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, day 2, obviously, Seth, you said you talked to some manufacturers. Did you guys, I mean, well, I think I already know the answer to this because you said you had car trouble and you, I think you said you didn't. Well, no, wait. What did you guys buy anything good that you want to highlight? I guess that's what the question I'm getting to.
Yeah. So with there, the extra stuff, the cups, the shirts, the lighters and everything. I knew I was going to be traveling. There's some really nice lighters that some of the manufacturers had, but I just kind of took a look around. I've been kind of getting into the HVCs.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a box of that. And then their giveaway was a box of 10. It was a Hawaiian, is the Series A, I think it was called.
Yeah.
It's a smaller cigar, but it's kind of like the Aladino number 4. It just has great flavor. So I was really happy with that. And then these Selection 1, especially for down here, it's a little bit of a lighter cigar for me. But when it's like, you don't want a tongue burner, when you're sitting in 90-degree humidity.
Exactly.
So, I mean, these have been great. Been sitting at the beach. And, still with the wind and everything, excellent burn. Just good flavor, and everything. So I was very happy with my purchase. And because I was, I could probably gone a little crazy because each manufacturer, they only sold what they gave away at the show, at the expo. So it was limited. It's like, oh, I would like some Aladino Reservas, but they just had the classic and forgot what the other one was. And then same with all the other manufacturers. They're limited to 2.
You'd have to go to the shop to buy anything additional that they didn't. Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, it narrowed it down, which is good because you can get. I mean, how many SKUs does he have? And are you really going to haul that? A lot of boxes of 20s, $200 to $400.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see is for some of the brands that you really haven't tried, put together some 10 packs, to get that mark. It just, I don't know, it gives you, it's kind of like the Perdomo 4-packs. It's an add-on, I have no problems. It's weird. I have a hard time spending $300 on a box, but, give me a 10 count sampler or something, or, for, $100 all day long.
Yeah.
But anyways, you're limited. I mean, they had that little skill, and they were hopping. So he had the workers there just going. So
And
a
then,
couple of people said, this is a deal. I don't have my state tax anymore. I just have the regular sales tax. And so I'm getting a deal, even though there was not a big box discount. You have your regular, whatever, 10% off.
yeah,
But a lot of people that have traveled from outside the area, especially Massachusetts, Rhode Island, where they have these large cigar taxes, I think they were really taking advantage of those. So
I mean, you should. Yeah.
Rhode Island doesn't have a big sales tax. It's just Massachusetts.
oh,
So.
it still has a tax on it though, right?
Yeah, it's a 50-cent cap per cigar.
Okay.
So same as Connecticut. So a $10 cigar costs you $10.50.
Hey, any little
Sorry
bit.
to insult your home state. But
It's okay. It's okay. No, well, actually, what happened with Rhode Island was they had at one point they were up to like 47%, and Connecticut had instituted the 50-cent cap, and they watched what Connecticut did for about 2 or 3 years, and they're like, wow, like our revenue here in Connecticut as far as premium cigars went through the roof because you weren't paying 27, 28% as it was before. So Rhode Island launched it as a pilot program. Their revenue, as far as taxes go, went through the roof again, to the point where Rhode Island now has the most amount of lounges per capita in the United States. That tiny little state has 39 different lounges in it.
I was going to say 4, but okay.
39.
I was making fun of how small Rhode Island is. Anyway, that is kind of crazy though, because I mean, shit, that is a lot, when you really think about it.
Yeah.
And so. other than
one for every stoplight.
Yeah, pretty much. other than 2 different locations that I can think of, who only closed because their landlords basically priced them out of their location, have closed in the last few years. So they're all doing well. But it's just, it's
that's
an
good.
Interesting little state as far as premium cigars are concerned.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. I like hearing that it's going well somewhere at least. So okay, so you guys did some shopping. Tell me more about Saturday. What else happened Saturday?
Go ahead, Seth. I'll let you go first.
I'm trying to think what happened between other than shopping, and then between that and the night fights, there was a cigar bingo hosted by none other than Tony V and his cohort, which is a former NHL. No, Dan was out for that. So they did cigar bingo. It got really quiet in the tent. Things got pretty tense.
People were giving away $2,000. So that was
cash,
real money.
Okay, that's legit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first prize, the 5 across, 5 down, 5 diagonal, was a cigar box guitar. So if you're the first one to get a full line, you got a cigar box guitar. If you got the next one was all 4 corners, which was a big monster chest humidor. Okay. Which I was going into the 4 corners. I had 3 out of the 4 already checked off, and I'm like, I'm gonna win a humidor. And of course, they didn't call. I had Diamond Crown left for my 4th corner. They didn't call it. They called it something else. The guy got bingo. The very next token they pulled was Diamond Crown, and I'm like,
so
then they got.
We have a bingo hall maybe 15 minutes from my house, and they do bingo on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And I don't go all the time, but it's fun once in a while to go up and play bingo, me and the old people. And, I don't have my collection of troll dolls or anything like that, but, I watch them and they take it very seriously. But I can't tell you how many times I have been in that exact same position where I'm like 1 away, somebody else gets it, and then the next number called is the number I needed to have gotten cash money the last game. It's so infuriating.
And I believe that was a fundraiser for Dreamers Ranch. So,
well, that's nice.
Yeah, because you figure each card, which had each piece of paper had 2 cards on it, and they had them mixed up. I mean, good for them on that was a lot of work that probably went into that. But yeah, so they figured 2,000, $20, so 100 people were playing. They must have made a little bit of money on the fundraiser, so which
So
is
that
good.
so you had to buy the
That was-
cards in order to play, kind of thing?
Yeah.
It wasn't just everybody could do. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And another one of the Dreamers Ranch fundraisers, the guy who did the portraits last year, did basically a comic book cover.
I have been seeing that all weekend on Instagram, and I'm just like, I want that. Yeah.
So that was where Saka stepped up again this year. They had 40 of the I think it was an 11 by 8 with all the manufacturers on it. They were $100 each.
Okay.
When Saka got up on stage, he's like, if you buy one, tomorrow come to my table, I'll give you a unicorn. So
Okay.
there was instantly a run on those. They sold out in like 8 minutes after that. I don't think anyone was really buying before that. And then all of a sudden, Saka ponied up his
How much were the
unicorn.
How much were the prints?
$100.
Okay, so basically, you're getting the print plus the so it's okay. All right, okay. I was like sitting here thinking, I'm like, man, if it was like $40, then you're getting but yeah, no, that's. I mean, shit, that's good though.
And it was kind of
all
cool
those-
too. Everyone was that got it was going around to the different manufacturers and getting them to sign it, kind of like the cookbook a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little memento. Plus, you got a $100 cigar. So except for Terrence Riley, I think everyone was pretty happy with the caricature, but they made Terrence Riley look like a giraffe in it with an extra long neck.
He had stretching powers. I could tell. I looked at it. I could tell he was like, Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. He was stretchy, except for his giant arm, which again makes sense given the Aganorsa logo. I mean, I got it. I understood. Yeah. So no, I thought that was a really cool. That was a neat thing, especially playing off of the. I don't fucking have it here. No. I got another one of the comic books in the box with my stuff from Two Guys today. So I've gone from not getting one forever and ever and ever in the mail because the post office took forever to Ed bringing me one at Pulpit Fest and thinking, okay, I finally have one. Then it showed up in the mail like not too terribly long ago. I mean, the post office took way too long getting that to it. And now I've got a third one from I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous now. But anyway.
Do you have a box you can store it in?
I mean, there's a few. There's a couple,
Do you have any of those little sleeves that you can store it in, though? I mean, you want to make sure that stays pristine.
Again, yes. No. Yeah.
But now your quest is to find issue number 1.
Oh, but see, that's the beauty of it, Shawn, is remember when Dave put up a video where he had issue number 1 and he was, touting it and promoting it and everything? I may have posted on his Facebook post about that, showing off the garage of nerddom and said, like, I need that for the collection. And so that may have come in a box with my show pack one time, just out of the kindness of Dave's heart. And so I have to thank him for sending me that 15-year-old comic. And so now I have both issue 1 and issue 2.
Well, good for you.
I want to see if I can try and scam some of the deals out of that issue 1, though, because let me tell you, you go back 15 years and you look at the prices in that catalog. I'm all about that.
False advertising. False advertising. False
I know.
advertising.
Oh shit. So okay,
good.
So the big entertainment this year was night fights. I have to ask, did anybody whack Mr. Jonathan upside the head with a mace or battle axe or something?
No.
Damn it.
No, he did.
They wouldn't let him in the ring.
It was. I mean, we were talking earlier. And you thought, oh, did it kind of look cheesy? But these guys are like athletes. They were going at it. Yes, they were blunt weapons and everything.
Yeah.
But they were whacking them. And it was they had to, try to get them thrown down. So you see some jiu-jitsu going on.
Well, that's how does this work? Like, what is a win declared? Because obviously in the olden
Strikes.
times, it would have been, who's dead. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
here, like, how do you win?
If the person kneels
subjective.
out in the amount of strikes.
Okay.
3 rounds, 90 seconds. And then, 1, 2, 3, but then two of them were women that were sisters, and them two, that there's family stuff going on there.
Brutal.
And fast.
Those 2 ladies went at it.
Okay.
It was impressive. They were the most brutal of all the fights when the 2 sisters went at it.
That doesn't shock me because so here in St. Louis, every year, the night before Thanksgiving, we have a boxing event called Guns and Hoses where the firemen will box against the police officers. And the men, when they get in the ring, you could tell they take it way too serious. They're back and they're dancing and they're kind of acting like, trying to be professional. When the bell rings for the women, though, it's like they just start getting in there and wailing on each other. There is no hesitation. There's no dancing. There's no finesse. They just get in and just start beating the piss out of each other. And the women fights are infinitely better than the male fights because of that. And so based off what you're telling me, it sounds like it's a similar situation with the Knights.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So then now did it work like last year where the Knights had brands associated with it? Because I know for the strongmen, each strongman kind of represented a different brand. Was it the same way this year with the Knights?
Yes.
So then what brand won the day?
Was it Nestor, Miranda?
No. So it culminated with pretty much a battle royale at the end. I couldn't tell you who won each individual fight. There's 3 individual fights and a battle royale at the end. And one of the young ladies ended up winning the battle royale. I can't remember. Oh, it was CLE.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I was wrong again. Camacho won the battle royale.
Ah.
I was standing next to Jesse Friedman when it finished up, and he ran up to get a picture with her. So
Okay.
But the battle royale was fun because you could see like little teams. They'd gang up on one guy because once they fell down, they were out but they had to lay there. They couldn't leave the ring. So you had to jump over them. And
so it's like a Civil War reenactment, when you die, you just kind of lay down and just, enjoy the fight at that point.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, but the girl who won, the Camacho girl, at one point, she jumped on the back of another guy. I mean, it was impressive. It was pretty brutal.
I'm not gonna
holding punches.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I trusted that Dave and Dan and everybody with the expo knew what they were doing, but I have to admit, this year's entertainment was the one that I was sitting back going, really?
I had
look,
trepidations going in.
Look, midget wrestling, I love that. I mean, anytime now that it's come through here, and I've seen it a couple times here. Holy shit, if it comes through here, I'm buying tickets. It's it's a hoot. It's so much fun. The strongmen, I'll admit, I think it would have been cool if everything would have been set up and they could have gone station to station. I think space was their problem there. They had to tear down and then reset up, and it kind of caused that big gaps of time in between, each event as part of that. But even then, watching them do it, I thought was impressive. But this one, I was just kind of okay, we're having a Ren fair at the at the expo. We're gonna get how about maybe the swords are big Nerf noodles, and we're gonna I hit you, you're dead now, that kind of thing. But this sounds cooler than what I imagined, I guess.
Yeah.
And then add in Tony V and his partner, who is a former NHL referee and now a stand-up comedian. Add those 2 in doing play-by-play, and it got entertaining real quick. It was a lot better than I had anticipated as well. Okay. I had some trepidations going in.
Well, and let's be fair, Tony V, he can save anything. I mean, he, quite frankly, is who saved the strongman competition when they were doing the teardown and setup in between each different event there. I mean, if it wouldn't have been for Tony V, let's be real, they would have that whole thing would have gone off the rails even more, like
Agreed.
yeah. So having him for the nights probably did help.
And
But
then having somebody to bounce things off of and kind of do a better ab-libbing and
Yeah.
bantering than that lady.
That lady was not helpful, other than wanting to jump the bones of the various strongman competitors there.
This guy he had this year was very good off the cuff, was very quick-witted. So it was, the two of them did very, very well.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, A plus on the entertainment. Exceeded expectations.
That's good. That's good because, like I said, I should, obviously, like I said, I know they go and watch this stuff and they test, kind of scope it out before they hire it. But at the same time, I'm sitting here going like, really? But who knows? Whatever. Maybe I need to just expand my horizons a little bit better. But
yeah,
I think you're right.
So okay, so that took place, and then if it worked anything like last year, basically following the entertainment, it just kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Some I don't know. I guess improvement is it was set up the same way with the stands, the sitting area, but the area I can't remember who was in that booth right behind. Anyways, there was a couple of booths that kind of got squeezed out, and for a manufacturer, I would say, they could have pushed it more towards the entrance, I guess. For to put another booth or something to move that guy out. And what was it? Not
CRA was kind of behind the stands last year when I was there.
Yeah, they weren't there this year, so
okay.
Right behind where you guys sat last year, the booth right behind them was Nestor Miranda's booth.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of got squeezed out because there was. I mean, if somebody was at the booth, there was barely enough room to walk behind. And people kind of avoided the area a little bit. So, just for that flow and the setup, I'd move it to the front. But, the night before, that's where the food station was. But I don't know what they had up there. It was just kind of a dead area. But move it towards the front a little bit. That way you had more. Tables were reserved. There's, I think, 6 tables left for the VIPs. And then they set up some tables outside. The weather was great. I mean, it was, mid-70s, I guess. So they had maybe around 10 round tables set up outside with chairs that people were sitting at.
Yeah.
There's some round tables on the other end where that road is kind of, so they had people sitting out there. But yeah, that was probably the only logistic issue there was. And then the food trucks, really good again. They had a beef one, like a dessert truck, a pizza truck, and then they had forgot what the other one was, just kind of hamburgers and sandwiches type thing. But
okay,
but they
nice variety.
They didn't have the North End beef sandwiches this year,
no,
which was kind of a bummer. But the pizza was really good. I had one of those.
Yeah,
I saw a picture of that pizza. It looked unique.
It was Firestone. It was just pizza.
And then I must have seen. Well, it must have been. Do they have different kinds, I guess, is my question? Okay, that must have been it. There was one, and I don't remember what it was on it, but it was a very unique topping going on with that one, and I didn't know. All right, if they have different ones and I can't remember, then it's irrelevant. So
some different pizzas,
anyway.
And everyone I talked to said the pizza was really good. I had the beef sandwich, but it was a torpedo. It had different salamis and everything on it. It was good. And then I was going to go back and do the, they had at the dessert one, I was intrigued. It was pumpkin nachos, which was like ginger cookies. And then they had like a pumpkin glaze and whipped cream and everything, which sounded good, but I didn't make it back in time. So,
yeah, that beef torpedo is a New England thing. It's called a beef bomb.
Yeah.
Usually onions, peppers, mushrooms, beef and salami. That's a very quintessential New England
So
sandwich.
we have the pork NATO.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a place over in St. Louis, Goya's. I can never pronounce it correctly, but they specialize in hot salami, like fresh hot salami.
Oh.
So you can get the fresh hot salami sandwich, which is outrageous. But then the pork NATO, it's the thick cut, fresh hot salami along with ham and bacon. And it's delightful.
The bacon would put a nice twist on it.
It's so good. And it's like 3 blocks from the Hill Cigar Company. So you go and, you get your sandwich and you can go and get your cigar and sit out in front on the patio at the Hill and just kind of have your cigar and your pork NATO. And it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful
Sounds
day.
delightful.
It is. It is super delightful. Everybody shits on St. Louis. We have some nice things here. So anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and funny. Remember at Pulpit Fest, Pulpit
Fest. Yes.
Fest. Yeah. They. I got accused of yelling at Dave, making him cry, saying, "We met you already," and I got accused of saying that. Well,
I don't remember this.
Oh yeah. I think they mentioned I didn't. That's the whole thing. But of course, my phone blows up as soon as the episode gets released.
I heard them mention something about that on one of their shows, and I was like, who did that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was Joshua Fox.
Ah.
So it was him. So I felt, relieved that, it was not me.
But what does that say about you that everybody blew your phone up thinking that it was you?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm very well behaved. So I don't understand. And I would never do that because, I mean, how many people does Dave meet on a regular basis? And, I don't expect anybody to remember, maybe a face having some recognition, but would I ever say, well, yeah, that's why good to see you again,
Yeah, look, that's the thing. I mean, people need to understand it's nothing personal. I mean, shit, I have it. Like, I've had people that are like, oh, we met at the expo. And I'm like, I'll be honest, man, I talk to a lot of people at the expo. It's like, some of them I remember and some of them I just don't, and it's again, nothing personal. It's just one of those things where maybe my mind was somewhere else at the time that we were talking. And I just, I was not fully engaged in the moment or,
in different locations
whatever.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're meeting them at work, or, it's different atmospheres. That
Precisely.
So, yeah, give people
shit, Shawn, you had to remind me the second time that you and I met that the first time was sitting in the lounge at Nashua and you were giving me shit when my ex-wife was blowing me up. So, and
in a nice way.
But yeah, but keep in mind, what am I saying? My mind was elsewhere at the moment that we were interacting. I was in the process of having a divorce spat. So, of course, it's like, I'm not concentrating on this guy that's over here needling at me, it's like, whatever.
But to give you a pass, we did spend basically a whole day sitting in those 3 chairs with the other Nick from Ohio.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
we did. So
I'll give you a pass. But it was good to see just everybody, just kind of reacquainting, because you get in different situations or at a table or, just in passing, and then also on the, the podcasts and everything, It was good to see Jeff and his wife. Me and Marlene were able to, talk with him for a little bit. And it's I never did get a chance to loop back because, I mean, there's 500 people there, it's.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Welcome to my Pulpit Fest experience, and there's only like, 40, 50 of us there, Yep. It's like my ability to get around and actually sit and interact with everybody to the extent that I want is non-existent. Yeah. So, I mean, I get it, but, well, so, okay. So, you kind of gave a little bit of friendly suggestions for next year. I wanted to add, one of the questions I wanted to ask is, highlights and lowlights, what are the things that you in comparison to previous years, what are the things you enjoyed and one of the things that you thought maybe couldn't be improved? And you're saying that one booth needs to be kind of shifted to give them a little bit more room. But otherwise, guys, highlights and lowlights. Dave, listen. Jeff. Dave, listen. So this is your opportunity to make constructive criticism. Don't be a shithead, but I'm not expecting you to be, but but the constructive criticism of the event, or things that you really enjoyed.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Seth.
He left.
Seth.
Jeff.
Son of a bitch.
It's all the same.
My tongue is getting dry. I don't have enough water, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I had my coffee and 2 waters here. I was prepared, but yeah.
I will say, I know Dave's not real big. I think the location's growing on him over the years.
Yeah.
I think that location and the tent is perfect, especially with the weather we had. It never gets crazy smoky in there. There's enough air current, with all the open sides and everything.
Now, see, you've gotten lucky the 2 years you've been. Now, Shawn, you can attest to that first year out there when it was rainy and everything like that. I mean, I wasn't there for that, but I've heard horror stories that first year was kind of a mess in terms of the weather.
Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, yes, we lucked out the last 2 years with weather. That first year with the flaps, there wasn't that airflow, and so that they had the fans and everything, and then not enough power, and blowing fuses and different things. But as long as you have the flaps open, it's enjoyable. I don't mind it. I still remember the year at the golf course.
Oh yeah, that was my first time going.
Oh my God. I mean, it was so funny walking outside and just seeing, it was like the building was on fire. As soon as they had any draft of air, the smoke was pouring out, and I'm pretty tolerant of smoke, but my eyes were just burning. Oh my God.
About 3/4 through that event, my eyes were just on fire. Yeah.
But even the first year of the expo, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't know if it was an airflow thing, but I think they have it figured out now with electricity and everything else, that if that does happen again, just having that one fan pointing out to kind of suck it out from one end or from the middle, it'll be good. So, location is great. Parking was easy. They had the little van, little bus, going back and forth. So that was easy. And it's just a nice setup. It's not overly, because I've been to events where you have thousands of people, and it could get really smoky, and but I think the size right now is perfect. Even it was 400, I think, for the first night, and then an extra 100 on just the Saturday tickets. So 500, I think, is a good number, unless they put up another tent going the other way. But then, there's room for expansion one way or the other. But and then to accommodate the outside, if it does, depending on the weather, getting some portable tents, those that you can get for like weddings and stuff, having one of those outside will help out also. Sound was good, except for, the entertainer, but I don't know if it was the entertainer or the sound, but you could be in the back and hear fine, and it wasn't blowing away if you were up front. So those are all good things.
Yeah, the only constructive criticism, take a ticket from the Pulpit Fest, which I've never been to, but I digress. The Friday night, the first night, I don't think he needs an entertainer. I don't think he needs someone to bridge the gap between dinner and the game show.
The show, yeah.
Yeah. I just think, he's trying to keep you entertained the entire time, and I appreciate that, but I don't think it's 100% necessary. If we just had some time after dinner to just chill, relax, shoot the shit with everyone at your table, or walk around and talk to other people that are there that you haven't seen in a year or whatever. That would be the only thing. You don't need someone to fill a 30 to 45 minute time slot. Just let everyone kind of relax, digest, and just have a good time with each other's company.
Well, and just play a little music in the background, just have a little music going on. That way it's not just silent except for conversation. And yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's an opportunity for you to visit with people at your table and not feel like, oh, I'm talking too loud and I'm interrupting the entertainment, and that kind of thing. And then also, quite frankly, from an organizational standpoint for him, saves him money. It's one less person he's got to hire and bring out there and, then worry about them canceling out because they jumped off a bridge or something like that, So, it's kind of an easy way for him to do it. But no, that makes sense.
I will preface it by saying if he did get Lenny Clark, I wouldn't be opposed. I am a big Lenny Clark fan.
Well,
that is what it is.
Who knew the guy jumps off a bridge every day?
When you've been doing something for 65 years, I guess it is what it is.
I guess so. All right. Well, before I let you guys go, I am going to do two things here. So first of all, we're going to do this.
It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation.
All right, before we get into this, how's everyone liking their cigar? Shawn, you're obviously done.
I finished mine. It was very good. I mean, I've had like 4 or 5 of them in the last 2 days. So
and that was the HVC selection number 1?
1, yep.
Yeah.
Natural.
And Seth, how's your Aladino Classic treating you?
I finished it a while ago. I'm on to a Gold Star.
Oh.
It's a Aladino Classic. It hits the palate just right every time. I'm never going to complain about that cigar. And if Husa wants to give one away every year, I'll be happy to smoke it.
There you go. I'm glad I went with the church. I'm sorry, what?
Seth, did it taste Honduran?
Distinctly.
I'm glad I went with the Churchill because I'm down to just a little bit left of my 1985. And I don't know if it's just the fact that this is my second cigar of the day and I started with one that was a little spicier. And so like now I'm whatever. But like this one is coming across a little spicier than I remember any of the previous ones I've smoked. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I need to get a little something in the stomach or something. I don't know, but we'll see. So, okay, Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report. Obviously, you guys have been busy with the expo, so I don't know if you've watched much in the way of stuff or listened to anything or read anything, but, what have you been entertained by lately?
Go ahead, Seth. Oh, okay. I think the last time I was talking to you, Nick, was I was on my way to see Jaws, the anniversary one.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to have like more commentary of it, but it was like a 5-minute, or not even 5 minute, a 2-minute introduction by Spielberg, and then they updated the film and everything, so it was like in 4K. But went and we saw that. It was. I mean, it's Jaws.
It's Jaws.
It's Jaws. Been listening to, been in planes and stuff, watching or listening to podcasts I've been downloading, you and Scar Authority and everything. So doing that. And then the third one I started watching, it was out a couple of years ago. It was regarding NASA and Apollo. I got halfway through it, then the plane landed, but it was with the ladies that were doing the mathematics for Apollo, trying to bring it back. This is a couple years ago. Oh,
yes. I remember that movie. It had the lady that was in Empire. And fuck.
Not League of Your Own, but it was something.
Yeah, that's the baseball one.
Yeah.
But also anyways, a good movie, but
it was so it was very good. I got a little bit more to go on that, so I'll probably watch it on the way home on Friday. So, and Dexter, Resurrection. Which one was it?
Hidden Figures.
Yes,
Hidden Figures was the NASA movie you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Dexter Resurrection. So we're burning through that. I think we're almost done with that. So
Okay.
yeah.
I've never watched Dexter.
Oh, it's good. I must have cut myself somehow. Anyways, I wake up and there's blood on my sheet from where I was sleeping, and it's like, so we did a reenactment, look at spatter analysis and everything. So we're good. We haven't figured it out yet.
It's a gaping head wound. That's what it is. So
found out it was my elbow. I ran into the safe, in the room, and I cut it open, and I must have picked the scab and started bleeding again.
you have an issue with coordination, it seems.
It's not really coordination. It's Marlene's saying it's from my mother. She's clumsy. God rest her soul. But
God.
No, but yeah, it was, I don't know what. And then a little while ago, I went to untie my shoe. I brought my head up, hit the back of the shelf. Yeah. So I think this week of relaxation will be good. So slow down.
There you go. Don't kill yourself.
We need to wrap Shawn in bubble wrap.
There you go.
Yes, I'm fragile.
So Seth, what have you got for this?
The new season of Terminal List has been coming out on Prime Video. It's with Taylor Kirch.
Okay.
Whatever his name. He's from Friday Night Lights. He played something. He played Gambit in the original, not the movie where he actually had a role, but like that. He had that cameo in one of the X-Men movies. Where
I don't.
Gambit for like 30 seconds.
All right.
Is it worth a watch?
It's not as good as the first season, but it's it's gratuitous violence, so I'm down for it.
Okay.
And then today on my jaunt across New England, I was listening to the Rogan episode with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, God.
Quite entertaining.
I just saw a clip this morning on Instagram of that where they were talking about how they reached out to the guy who made his crack cocaine for him, and that they basically, as a way to wean him off of crack, had the guy making him crack, but with less and less cocaine each time, so that he thought he was still smoking crack, and he technically was, I guess, but it was just less cocaine in it each time he did it, and that was their way of trying to wean him off coke.
The interesting part of the episode was and I don't want to get deep into it, but the Charlie Kirk assassination happened during the taping of it. So you kind of got a real time reaction from Rogan and Charlie Sheen about it. So that was an interesting 10, 12 minutes of holy shit. You know, this is really happening. But
interesting.
Other than that, it was, it's the Cigar Authority, probably about 6 other cigar podcasts that I consume driving all over New England. So.
All right. I've just been burning through Beavis and Butthead.
I've never gotten into Beavis and Butthead.
Dude, Die Fly Die from the original back in the 90s is probably my favorite Beavis and Butthead short of all of them. It is just so unhinged, them trying to kill this fly that's in the house, and it's the funniest shit. And this most recent, well, not the most recent, the 3rd season's on Comedy Central right now, and they're not streaming it on Paramount for some reason. But I've been watching the 2nd season, which came out, I guess, a couple years ago on Paramount, and they have one where the boys are in school, and there's this one boy that's kind of, he's got that aloof kind of, introspective loner kind of thing going, and all the girls are into him. So they're like, we need to show our feelings, and then girls will be into us too. So they start they're like, I'm sad. So then the counselors are like, why are you sad? And they're like, everything sucks. Well, when did everything start sucking? And it's like, everything starts sucking when everything sucks. But they end up going to the point where they put them in the psychiatric center, and they find the electroshock machine, and the guy who tells them about it says that it stimulates, it's meant to stimulate the patient. So needless to say, they go in there and they put the electrodes on their junk, and they want to get really stimulated, so they crank it all the way up. And it's so stupid. It's so beyond ignorant. I mean, it's so dumb. But they do. Butthead does it first, and he ends up shocking himself, falling off the gurney, and he's laying on the ground in the fetal position, just in pain. And Beavis is like, "How was it?" And he goes, what did he say? He said, "Well, my groin hurts, and I think my balls caught on fire, but it was good." And I just am like, I'm sitting here in the garage watching this last night, smoking a cigar, and I'm just dying laughing at the ignorance of this. And it's like, I said it in the episode that came out on Tuesday. Your brain needs a little candy every once in a while. You can't just always give it Hidden Figures and that kind of, you got to give it some just junk food. And Beavis and Butthead is my junk food right now. So, yeah, it's been fun.
It just doesn't make sense, because that is usually right up my alley. Like, absolute ignorance and just stupidity, I can watch all day, every day. But for some reason, Beavis and Butthead just never resonated with me.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I love it so much. It's so dumb. I just love it. All right. Well, before I let you guys go, we're going to do one more thing here.
Guess what, motherfucker?
So I've already done this on Tuesday, but it's time for 3 cigars that you guys have smoked and enjoyed, because I know between the expo and everything else, you guys have smoked a lot of cigars. So I'm putting you on the spot, and I'm asking you to think back about all the different cigars you've smoked over the last however many days. And I want to know what 3 cigars you're giving a shout out to. So who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Shawn.
I tried the McAuliffe Green, like that. It's a different flavor, a different blend. I'm a black and blue McAuliffe guy, but I could see me mixing it in a little bit for something different. I can't describe exactly the flavor, but
it's got a Brazilian tobacco to it, right?
It's different. It was strong. I ended up smoking it slower. I gave it to Marlene to try, and she go like, "Ooh, no, that's stronger than I'd like."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good cigar there. The Rojas Blue Bonnet, I smoked that, I think, that night. Always a good cigar. Go ahead.
I'll tell you, man, that cigar, there are very, very few Lanceros. I'm not a Lancero guy for a couple different reasons, not the least of which is my, hot dog fingers. But the smoking, you got to slow it down. You got to be more careful, more thoughtful with how I'm smoking it. And so I don't smoke a lot of Lanceros. But the Blue Bonnet Lancero is out of this world.
It is fire. It is really good.
Because I've tried that cigar in a Toro and a Robusto too, and it's good. But the Lancero is like leagues ahead of it, man. It is so good in the Lancero size.
Okay, I'll have to give that a try. I might have tried it in the past.
Find yourself a Blue Bonnet Lancero, and you're going to thank me for that. So anyway. Okay.
And then the last one I've been really enjoying is the Aladino Reserva number 4. That I end up picking a box down at Ken's place that they had down there, and and Trey Mack did his job. I mean, I'm like, I don't like the size and everything, but he goes, just try one. And I got about halfway through, and I'm like, okay, give me the box. So.
Yeah. For regular release that you can get all time of the year, the Robusto's the way to go with the Corojo Reserva. Yep. But yeah, when they were putting that used to be their one that they would put out in November every year. Was they did a limited run of those number 4s, and they stopped that a couple years back because I don't really know the exact reasoning as to why they stopped it a couple years back, but they did. And they started back up, I think, this year. Again, putting it back out again this year. And you're right. I mean, even in comparison to the Robusto, the flavor and the power and the strength and just everything about that cigar just pops infinitely more when it's in that just slightly smaller size.
Yeah, I don't know, because it was funny because I gave Trey Mack, a hard time and go, next thing you're going to do is have me smoking Lanceros because it's a smaller ring size that I like.
And here I am pushing a Bluebonnet Lancero on you. But yeah, no, good cigars. Okay, so Seth, now you've had a time to think it over.
So the first day when I got there, for whatever reason, when I get to Salem, I always grab a Aladino Fumanoche. It's like tradition, I guess. I get there and I grab one of those and I fire that up. I love that cigar. I need to buy a box at a time because the once every 6-8 weeks I actually get up to New Hampshire to get it. Not quenching that thirst enough. So next time I go, I'll get one of those. Then I followed that up with a 85th, the Aladino 85th.
Okay.
Rusto. Another crazy cigar that I wish they had more of. And I'll have to give a shout out to Steve putting out the Tricky Trocas for dinner. Like I said, I smoked through 3 of those that night, and
that would pair really nicely with prime rib.
Yep, it did.
Yeah.
He put out the Toro size, so it was, it's that blend in a 448, a 4x48.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that to me is like the perfect cigar, the Tricky Traca 448.
Okay.
So stepping up to the Toro size wasn't bad, but I could smoke that 448 all day, every day. So
very cool. Very cool. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you both for taking time out to kind of recap the expo. You've done nothing but feed my FOMO, so there's that. But no, I'm glad you guys. It sounds like you had a fun time. I'm glad of that, and I'm glad it was a good event for everybody involved, except for Joey Voices. I guess it wasn't a great event for him, but whatever.
He'll get over it.
Yeah. He got paid. He's fine.
I was just about he got paid, Oh, fuck. Well, cool. Well, I will let you get back to Punta Cana, and I will let you get on with the rest of your day, Seth. So thank you so much for taking time out, guys. I really do appreciate it.
All right. Get that Eventbrite link up.
I just had a conversation with somebody the other day about the fact that you've been giving me shit, that you want the Eventbrite for Pulpit Fest to be put up like now. It's and everything, and I'm like,
well, think about
shit.
October, November, December, January, February, March. I'll get like 12 extra drawing if I buy it in October.
Oh well, I wasn't. Oh shit, I wasn't even counting on that. I was just thinking that realistically, let's be real. The economy's not great, and it's one of those things that it gives people time to plan their trip a little bit further out. I mean, we're coming up. This is mid-September, so we're right at about a year out. And theoretically, if you bought your ticket now, then you could look into airfare, you could look into hotels already. You could theoretically get that part taken care of and paid now, to where then that just gives you all that much more time to be squirreling away cash for buying cigars and having fun and everything else. Because I do try to respect the fact that everybody has a budget, and putting it out too late kind of squeezes people. So maybe you make a solid argument that maybe.
Well, I just don't want you to make fun of me for not going again. That's all.
Well, come and then
the date.
I was gonna say come and then you don't get made fun of. I mean, Noah learned the hard way about that this year. So,
For real.
Noah was a good source for me. He instead of going to Pulpit Fest, he went to Vegas, and we're going to Vegas here in 2 weeks. And
when are you ever home?
I'm home all the time.
So I'm saying he's the only one that has 40 days a year to take off to go to the lake house.
In all fairness, if I lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan too, and it was cold, like, I don't know, 9 months out of the year, I probably would be finding other places to go too.
Yeah. But anyways, it's beautiful right now. So, it's just way it worked out with everything that we're doing. A lot of traveling right now. But he went to Universal. They have a static, was it the haunted houses and everything in Vegas?
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to message him, and he gave me some good tips and what they did and everything. So we're heading out there to see the Wizard of Oz, Tears for Fear, and going to the what is it? Unleashed by Universal Studios, 4 nights. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, very cool. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that Wizard of Oz thing. That's crushing it out there at the Sphere.
Yeah. You know what they want for a ticket?
I can only imagine.
It's $130 with all fees and everything for basically, I don't know, nosebleeds. I don't know if there's really a bad seat, and then if you want anything down lower, it's like $300, and it's like, ugh, that's a hard pill to swallow.
I will say one thing I did hear about that place. I talked with somebody who's gone there, and they said that it can be very intimidating climbing the stairs to get to the high seats because it is at such a steep angle that it can be really intimidating getting up to the top. And if you do buy the nosebleeds, keep that in mind. I've got a thing with heights, so I'm not like dying to make that climb,
So those are short ladders behind you then?
The one is, what, 6 foot, maybe, I don't know. It's taller than 6 foot. It's probably more like 7. I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, the green one's taller. The red one is a little 3-step ladder,
Okay. All right.
They left them with the house when I bought the house. I didn't buy those,
Yeah.
So anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate it.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Take it easy. And I really want to thank Shawn and Seth for taking time out of their day to talk about the event. Obviously, they filled me with, as I've said, lots of FOMO for not going because, it's a fun time, and there's a lot of, good people that I wanted to see, and obviously cigars to smoke. So, maybe another year. We'll see. But all right, well, now let's go ahead and jump into this. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. Righty. So, in 2019 and 2020, the Black Summer bushfires devastated large parts of Australia. Bega Valley on the, I don't know if this is NSW South Coast, was one of the hardest hit regions. Homes, farms, and businesses were destroyed, and many people were left displaced. Peter Maloney, a retired builder, stepped up for his community in a big way. Instead of waiting for government aid, he began coordinating local volunteers to rebuild homes and sheds for families who had lost everything. He used his building skills to design simple, sturdy structures that could be put up quickly and cheaply. Word spread, and soon Peter had dozens of volunteers, tradies, retirees, and even backpackers helping out. They called themselves the Blaze Aid Bega Crew. With donated materials and community fundraising, they rebuilt fences, farm infrastructure, and temporary housing, giving families hope when they were at their lowest point. Peter didn't just rebuild structures, he rebuilt a community spirit. Locals often said that he gave them a reason to smile again. So be like Peter Maloney and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. All right, guys. Well, it's that time. We're on the socials. We are on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. We're on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. We're on Twitter/X, and you can watch the show on Rumble, YouTube, and Spotify video. If you use Spotify to listen to it, you can also watch it there. Do call into the Ask the Pulpit hotline. I need your calls for future episodes, so you can call the hotline at area code 863-874-0000. That's area code 863-874-0000. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the the insight from Shawn and Seth on the event, and I enjoyed my 1985, and so it's that time. Guys, it's been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. Everybody take care. I'm Nick. Stay safe. Stay smoky. Getting a phone call, and it totally just interrupted the music. So we're going to keep that going. Well, whatever. Come on. Are we going to play? No, we're not going to play. All right. Well, fine. No outro music. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later, guys.